I'm here in the quaint and rustic town of Lugang. This is also actually a scholar's town. 我在寻找一个可以提升考运的仪式。
鹿港文武庙。
He is an academic god. And this is also where students come to pray for good luck on their tests. So how do we obtain one of these ink brushes? If you toss the moon blocks, one's facing down, one's facing up, you are awarded one Wenchang ink brush. So follow me.
I heard that Taiwan is home to many different religious cultures. People there are blessed through worship and endless ceremonies. But it's hard to fully understand them with language and distance. The Command Center is sending me on a mission there to investigate and hoping to obtain these magical powers and wisdom.
The Command Center will hold a promotion examination for agents. If you fail, it will affect the overall rating of the organization. In order to succeed in the examination, you must find the pre-exam ritual for good luck. Mission: complete the pre-exam ritual for good luck. Key clues: photo of Lady Gaga with the lantern.
I'm here in the quaint and rustic town of Lugang in Changhua County. Now, aside from being a town full of countless historical sites and monuments, this is also actually a scholar's town. It's known actually that there's actually a saying that the soybean vendors here are also very talented calligraphists and the noodle vendors, poets. But let's first talk about this alleyway I just walked down. This is actually a 200-year-old alleyway called Moruxiang. This literally means the breast-touching alley. And you can see why it would be called that, because if you just come over here, you can actually see how narrow this is. People used to walk down this alleyway. They would incidentally rub up against one another or touch one another, and that's what gave it the name breast-touching alley. Today, I'm actually on the lookout for my first clue, which is a photo of Lady Gaga with a lantern. Let's get moving. So, as Lugang was known to be a scholar's town, it was actually traditional and customary that students back in the day would take their very own lanterns and give them to their teachers to be lit up as a symbol of almost lighting up the future ahead of them. I obviously see lanterns, so maybe this is where I'll find my next clue. Let's head inside to see. And I found it, the photo I was looking for of Lady Gaga with the lantern. I'm very curious as to how she made it to this store, so I think I'm gonna ask what looks like the owner of the shop over here to see if he knows a bit more. 好厉害哦！所以就是用这个竹子去做灯笼，是不是？
对对对对。
那老板，我有注意到啊，就是你们有一张照片是 Lady Gaga， 好像是跟一个 灯笼拍照，这个灯笼是你们设计的，是不是？
对，因为那个主办单位特别制作这个最有台湾味的那个灯笼它都是要手工制作，有很多那个企业家都来这里买，
国内国外的都有。
对。
其实我也注意到啊，你们的这个设计是相当特别的。对，你们这间店是开了很久，是不是？
对，已经80多年了。
我也有听说，就是这边有个地方是可以去求这个考运。请问老板愿意透露一下这个秘密？我要去哪里？
等一下，因为我这个在赶那个灯笼，你
在赶工哦？对，看你很忙。
你帮我先做一下。
我要帮你哦。可是我是菜鸟呢。
没有关系啊，
我没有做过呢。
有做给你看。
好。所以刚刚师傅交给我的任务，我也算是做完了。那我在寻找一个可以提升 考运的仪式，要去哪里做这个仪式呢？
鹿港文武庙那个求考运的地方。
Thanks to Mr. Wu, I now know where to go for my next destination. I still must just say what an incredible experience I've had here. Every single piece of art here is handmade and cannot be replicated just by any sort of mass manufacturing. Now, for the important bit, to continue my quest, I shall be off to the Wenwu Temple. So I'll see you there. So I've just arrived at the Wenwu Temple. Now, before we say anything about it, we must understand that Wenwu Temple is actually separated two separate temples or shrines. So there's the Wen, which is the Wenchang Shrine, and then there's Wu, which means martial. So this one that we're at right now is the Martial Temple. The main god housed here at the Martial Temple is the saintly Emperor Guan, or as he's sometimes known as the god of commerce. So traditionally, and even in the modern day, business people from all over would come to pray for good fortune and success in their business. And traditionally, Lugang has also been home to an extremely busy port ever since the Qing dynasty. So it has a long history of business, which is why this is such a popular destination for business people. The incense here has been burning non-stop since more than 200 years ago and will probably continue to burn for who knows how long. So here at the Martial Temple, they even make offerings and pray to Emperor Guan's battle horse, the red hare horse. I've seen it inside. They have an offering of a plate of grass, they have an offering of a bowl of water, and they even have an incense burner dedicated to his horse. The reason for this tradition is it's kind of like you could draw a parallel to how you would want on good terms with a secretary before you go on to meet the CEO. People who come and worship at this shrine, first of all, pray to Emperor Guan's battle horse and then to Emperor Guan himself. Isn't that interesting? There are so many points of interest here at Wenchang Shrine. This piece behind me is just one of them. This is a huge piece of calligraphy you can see up here. In addition to calligraphy, at the shrine you can also see examples, Chinese instruments, paintings, and also even Chinese chess. It's sort of an aesthetic that adheres a lot to the wisdom of the region. So you can really feel how Lugang probably looked back in the day. But right now what I'm wondering is, who is the god that people come to pray to here at Wenchang Shrine? There's a lady over there and I think she may have the answer. Let's go ask her. 大姐，不好意思，打扰你了，打扰你了。是，因为这是我第一次来这个文祠。对。那我想要了解这边究竟是拜哪一座神？
文祠是祭拜文昌帝君。清朝的时候，如果你要进京赶考，要去考国家级的考试，都会来这里拜拜。然后到现在的国中考高中，高中考大学，就会在这个地方呢办一个祈福考试的一个仪式。所以从以前到现在，文昌帝君对于考试运非常大的一个帮助。文祠里面除了主神是文昌帝君之外，还有5个文昌在这个地方，还有我们中国造字的仓颉先生也在这个地方。
我有注意到，
是很特别的贡，
有很厉害的贡品，觉得很厉害。
这个粽子就是会中，考试会中了，是。然后还有这个聪明，
聪明，
还有芹菜。
芹菜
可以勤劳。 台湾有个包种茶也是包种。
那大姐，我是有听说啊，这边有一个很厉害的仪式，可以提升这个考运。
你发现这个桌上有个很特别的东西？
我发现这个是毛笔嘛？
是，它很特别，它上面还有符咒，文昌帝君是智慧给你的笔。哦。然后你要执脚之后祈求到，带回家，放在你的书房。还有一个就是像一个书文，你跟文昌帝君报告你是什么人，你要通过什么考试。我们来看一下什么是书文。
这个是祈求
功名
书文，
你还要配上这个。还有一个重点就是你的考试的准考证 ，copy 的你要附在这里，然后这个留在桌上，这个划掉给文昌帝君。
Okay. After coming to worship, you do well on your exam and you pass, right? It's customary to come back to the temple, offer your thanks to the gods. So how do we obtain one of these ink brushes? If you toss the moon blocks, one's facing down, one's facing up, you are awarded one Wenchang ink brush. So that's another one of the rituals that they have here at this temple. So follow me. I'm just about finishing up my round walking around Panci, which is the name of this pond over here. It's actually a pond where scholars from hundreds of years ago used to come to partake in a ritual. It has to do with this blessing of good fortune for examinations. And there still is an academy nearby called the Wenkai Academy, which used to act as almost a university for the Lukang town area. And that's why Lukang also became a center of education, knowledge, and culture. Now, I do wonder about the story behind the ritual of walking around this pond, but I'm sure Miss Wei over here will offer a little bit more insight on that. 听说有这个绕泮池的这个仪式，它的意义
是在泮池的旁边会种满了芹菜，考生会抓了几个芹菜插在帽子上面，绕这个池塘，希望你自己能够高中状元。以前的方式是这样，现在呢？就会是学校的老师带着大家一起走，大家的力量彼此帮忙。
所以，我刚刚
你有绕了吗？
我绕了。
哇，恭喜你，太棒了！可以这样让你的心情比较平静下来。那我相信文昌帝君一定能够保佑你考试可以过关的。
太好，开心，我这个任务成功了。
是。
For all my academic success in the future, of course. There is no substitute for hard work, so I will continue to study hard as well. But thank you very much to Miss Wei for introducing me to so many of the rituals. The Lukang Wenwu Temple not only blesses scholars with a bright future in education, but also serves as a spiritual center for many of the locals nearby, in such an area that is rich in culture and commerce. So if you're looking for a blessing in terms of academics or learning or even your field of work or your business, look no further than the Lukang Wenwu Temple.